Hello, tubers. How are you doing today? Well, I hope you're continuously praying the rosary, getting closer to God, and following God's ways, because that is the way to heaven. Today, today I wanted to speak about the coronavirus and the fact that we're reaching the end of times. And this is not to scare anybody. This is just to forewarn us, forewarn everyone. You know, I remember when I was 8 years old and I woke up from a sleep, and it dawned on me that I was going to die. And when I lied in bed, I was contemplating death in my mind. And I heard something in the kitchen, and so I got up, and lo and behold, it was my father. He was making himself something to eat. It was maybe 11 o'clock at night. And I asked him, I said, "Dad, am I going to die?" He kind of looked at me, put his arm around me, and goes, "Well, you have a long time to worry about that. Don't worry about that. You have a long time to live." And it comforted me, but it didn't comfort me because I didn't want to hear. What I wanted to hear was, "No, you're not going to die." But my father didn't tell me that. He just told me it's going to be a long time away. So I went to bed and contemplated a little bit more, and then I fell asleep. But ever since that day, I knew I was going to die, and we all know we're going to die. And when I look at people regarding the coronavirus and they're wearing masks and they're so worried that they're going to die. Some people are in their elderly age, 80s, and they're so worried that they're going to die. I don't want to catch the coronavirus, and I understand that, but we are all going to die. It's inevitable. So then, what do you do? Do you, I have a client. He's like in his 80s, and he can barely even see. I have to help him when he has to sign off on the tax returns. I have to help him to guide him to where to sign. And I was amazed that he told me that he's still driving. I'm like, wow, you're driving? I told him, boy, when you're gonna go drive, give me a call because I don't want to be on the road, jokingly. And he told me that he's waiting for the end of 2021 so he could buy himself this particular Mercedes Benz that he has his eye on. And I'm thinking to myself, you're in your 80s and you're forecasting almost 2 years from now? I mean, when do you plan on dying, right? I mean, come on now. You might be dead. You got to take each day as it comes. But just some people just don't really look and just don't think about their eternity. They don't think about their death. So whether the coronavirus comes or not, whether a storm comes like a hurricane, whether a earthquake comes, it doesn't change the inevitable. In 100 years from now, you're probably going to be dead. It's just a matter of time. So what I'm trying to say is get prepared. Get prepared to die. Get prepared to die. It's going to happen. Newsflash. What they say, breaking news. You're going to die. We don't know when, but you're going to die. And in regards to the end of times, the way I look at it is this. This world is becoming more seedy each and every day. People are becoming more and more corrupt, more and more greedy, more and more lustful. All the mortal sins are being committed. Chastity, right? No one who's saving themselves. Very few people are saving themselves for marriage. Slothfulness, gluttony. I mean, geez, that's like our middle names. Slothfulness, gluttony, greed. I mean, that's who we are. We are a society of mortal sins. And God has this tipping point. Now, whether the coronavirus was invented in China or by some other laboratory in somewhere else, that's not the point. The point is that God is letting this happen. God is in control of a lot of things. I mean, if he doesn't want an infection to wipe out over 1 million people, or a virus to wipe out 1 million people, wouldn't let it happen. However, he lets things happen. And when you say, well, what type of a God is that? Why would God let, I have an associate that I work with, and he goes, why is there a God that would let a 4-year-old girl die? You know, what type of God is that? And I say, read the Bible. Read the Bible. Well, I'm going to read the Bible. The answers are in the Bible. Nobody wants to do the work to understand God's ways, but they're so very quick to criticize them. Oh yeah, we are finite. God is limitless. He's omnipotent, and we can't. We're playing checkers, and he's playing 100D chess. I mean, come on. We can't. We don't know what's in the mind of God, and for us to assume or criticize what God is doing, it's really shows our ignorance, and also our pride. We have to humble ourselves. Well, the angels in heaven, they prostrate themselves when they see the Lord. They bow. They actually they just totally concede to his mighty power. In the story of Fatima, that same thing happened also. The angel prostrate himself in front of the Virgin Mary. In what? Because he's nothing compared to the Virgin Mary. We have to understand that. We are nothing. We are like nothing. But boy, oh no, we know it all. So, I mean, if we know it all, why can't we cure the common cold? Why can't we figure out time travel? Why can't we fix traffic? We can't even do anything. And we're complaining and we're criticizing God? I mean, come on. It really is pathetic. So, in the times of Noah, God was pissed off. God had enough of the world. So he told Noah, make yourself an ark, because we're gonna get rid of this whole world. Everybody that's living on it's gonna die. God was talking to Abraham, and he says, I'm going to get rid of Sodom and Gomorrah. And because why? Because he got sick and tired of Sodom and Gomorrah. An abundance of sin. And God's going to get rid of us. It's our time to go. We just reached that point. We've reached that point. There's too much evil in this world for God just to kind of like sit in his hands. And God can do it. Jesus, when he died, there was a storm that came. And it's in Matthew 51, 52, and 50, where the earth shook and the tombs were opened. God has almighty power. We have to understand these things. We have to appreciate God's power. And we don't. We really believe that we are in control of everything. And really, we're in control of some, but not very much. And the more you give onto God and worship him and humble yourself, then you will receive more. And it's going to come down to this. Jesus said, he said that the path to heaven is very narrow, and the path to darkness is wide. And when this all comes down, and I believe that this is going to get even worse, not any better, we're going to be separating the good from the bad. The good from the bad. We're all going to die, that's for sure. After that, there's a dividing point. There's winners and losers. It's like the story in regards to the rich man and Lazarus, where the rich man wasn't helping out Lazarus when Lazarus was begging in front of his house by his gate, and they both died. And then Lazarus was eating with Abraham in a banquet in heaven, and the rich man was in hell. And the rich man was asking Lazarus, just send me a little bit of water, just a little bit of water for my tongue, so I'm so thirsty. And Abraham said, hey, we can't. We can't. The divide is too great. It's impossible. So much of this channel is to get you on the right side of God. Following God's ways. Death is inevitable. Where are you going to go the day after you die? Where are you going to go? That's the biggest question. It's not whether you're going to die today or tomorrow or the next day or 100 years from now. That doesn't make a difference. Time goes. Time moves. Where are you going to be when it comes to eternity time? When there's no more sense of time? When time is a non-factor? Where are you going to be? And this corona crisis thing is God's way to motivate people to follow Him. He's spanking us now, spanking us. Now we can follow His ways and say, God, yeah, you're right. Or we could be devilish and say no, and dig our feet in more, and say, no, I'm going to be more defiant. It's really up to us. These hard times are trying to shake us so that we will follow the light. But so many of us are in darkness that we just can't even come close to the light. There's not even a light at the end of the tunnel. It's so dark. But there are some that have a little faint light. Go to that light. Humble yourself. Don't be greedy. Charitable. Love. Care for your neighbor. Do the right thing. Pray. These are the things that are important. Whether you live another 10 more years, another 20 more years, that doesn't make a difference. That time will end. That time will come. And then what? And then what? So, that's the message for today. I hope you learned something. Any question or comments, leave them below. Please give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And as always, God bless.